Hi guys, it's Blair here. It is day 8 of Nanowrimo and I'm here to make my video. I believe it's about 6:30, 6 o'clock at night. It's not too late into the night. But I just passed 45k and I believe that's about 5k for the day. I'm getting up to a really interesting part. It's taken me all day to get to 5k. I mean all day. And I've been procrastinating a lot and watching lots of music and listening to lots of music and trying to figure out where to go. And more procrastinating because I just had to come to the fight scene, and I'm happy to tell you that I wrote my first fight scene. So that is really good for me. I'm really happy with it. I mean, it's going to need a lot of work, but it's out there. I have moved past the two major plot points that I really wanted to get past today and am merging into the unknown again. So most of the plot that I've been working on has already been really planned. Now I'm at a stage where I don't know what's going to happen next, and that is more exciting for me right now. So I'm glad I got those really heavy issues out of the way, and one of my characters has disappeared. And they don't know how or why, or they do know who possibly could have taken them, but they're still really suspicious of my main character because everything seems to be very coincidentally linking up to her, and it's not really working out for her team because her team doesn't really trust her and she doesn't really trust herself or her team, so it's a bit of a mixed bag really. So today I thought that I would just share with you something I'm going to put down below anyway. In one of the readings that I did today, one of the topics of the daily guidance was looking out for drama in your life. And when I went to go and do this card reading, I kind of wanted to play around with that concept of drama and turn it into a positive. And not so much talk about the positives of avoiding drama, but using drama as an acronym for inspiration, because you know I'm creative and I like to use those kind of things. So I came up with an acronym, I think that's the right word, for drama, and used it as a prompt today to kind of push me forward and thinking about my novel. So I'll read through each letter and tell you what I've kind of plotted out or prompted out for myself. So D would be direction, and I put next to that, use a song to inspire a new direction. So I watched 22 Jump Street last night, as I wanted to, afterwards, and I really liked the music and the score on that, so I decided to listen to that. And I like Spotify too because they have like examples of songs as well, so I found a couple of new songs that I like that I can add to different playlists as well for my novel. But I usually, I just use the a couple of songs from the 22 Jump Street album to just push me through a scene and get me through a couple of scenes today. R is reframing. So what can you reframe or rethink to put your novel in a different perspective? Because I know around this point in time in novel, the first week, the honeymoon period is getting over. I'm going to talk about that a lot more tomorrow, the different phases that I tend to experience during Nano. And the honeymoon period is coming to a close, and for me the honeymoon period is reaching that 50k in that span of time, I guess, because once that period ends, that's Nano done for me. That honeymoon period of having that Nano experience reaching 50k is done, so I move on to the next period, whereas other people are reaching their first week and, you know, coming into that struggling time of, you know, the excitement has kind of worn off and things are happening and plot bunnies are popping up left, right and centre, and you're trying to refocus yourself. For me today, I use that as a platform for me to really just try something a lot different to what I wanted to do. I was planning on writing a scene where the two characters, Blackburn and Comet, get together or have a scene, and I was going to do that a lot later on, but I decided to do it today, and because I did that, it propelled me forward with the next scene in my novel, and I just sort of jumped about and experimented a little bit. I had this like forward focus of where I wanted to go today, but I kind of let it organically come together, and it has changed some of the plans that I had, but that's okay because it's changed them for the better. So A would be action. So make a list of action words that you use, or that you can use, so you're not using the same word over and over again, so it gives it more definite meaning. Now, I was about to do this today, but I realised that a long while ago I already had done something very similar with a thesaurus, where I picked out the words that I knew that I used a lot, like walked, obscure, look, smile, frown, furious, sanctuary, missile, and say. And so I just kind of referred to that a little bit today, and I'm going to do a little bit more of this tomorrow, just pick out some words that I can use as well that have more meaning behind them, instead of, you know, always saying, oh, she said, or anything. You could say she declared, or she pronounced, or squeaked, or stammered, or imparted on their journey. So I just use that instead. M is motivation, so we're looking back again at what really is motivating your character forward. I know when I get stuck, it's because I've lost purpose of my character's purpose more often than not. So now I'm looking at, you know, what is motivating my character forward. You know, in the scene, which was very hard to write last night, very hard, she had to let go of someone that she really loves, and not just to save herself, but to save other people as well, and to save that person that she loves as well from taking or walking down a road that she really doesn't want to do. So I had to change that motivation, because now she's not only striving to better herself, she's striving to really push everyone else forward as well, and kind of take a little bit of a step in a leadership position. And lastly is acceptance. So what does your character need to accept? The hardest part of my character today was learning that she has to accept that at some stage she may need to actually hurt or kill that person that she loves. And I didn't really anticipate that coming, but I think it works a lot better than the initial plan that I had. Mainly because I don't know whether she's going to kill her or not, and I know that she comes back in the pure and the tainted. So I'm not sure how that's going to play into factor when I rewrite the pure and the tainted, but just knowing that she has to struggle with that, or struggle with the decision that she already made to leave her in the first place, kind of propels me forward to find out what happens as well. And it's hard to write those characters, especially for me. I can disconnect from characters. I mean, I feel them, I really feel their connection, and a lot of the time my novels are filled with angst and you know, people who are working through their shit and really should not be put together, but they're put together so that they can work through their shit. But when I resonate with characters and really care about their relationship, it's even harder for me to pull them apart, even though that is the best thing for my story. Yeah. So I'm actually also thinking about having time after I finish this 50k, like once I reach 50k, of having a day where I just sort of play around with things, write some scenes that don't really necessarily fit with the span of the novel, but just sort of experimenting a little bit more while still maintaining the momentum of the novel. So one of my plans after I reach 50k, I'm going to keep pushing on, or rather I'm just going to keep writing, sitting in my chair every day and writing. Again, like I mentioned before, 4k a day, 5, 10, it doesn't really matter. 4k is the basis, and I'm going to keep pushing towards getting this novel finished. And I may, depending on what my life circumstances is like, and I think I've kind of covered this before, I may juggle 2 novels at once, which are both in the same world, which are both kind of happening simultaneously, and I will have that freedom after Nano, but I will still be focusing on my Nano novel. So that's that. I think that's pretty much what I want to talk about today. There's nothing else that I've been doing other than writing throughout the whole day and just listening to music and doing some word wars and just getting myself to this point, and I have had to forge through resistance and procrastination and self-doubt, and I watched a couple of videos that really helped me as well, kind of recenter myself again. And then I'm just going to enjoy some fresh fruit for dinner, have a bit of a chill, write however many more words I need to write, or whatever comes for me today to finish the scene, and take it from there. If I write nothing else tonight, I'll be okay with that. If I do, I do. Tomorrow again, another 5k day, or however much more I need to reach 50k, and I will see you all tomorrow. I'm going to be watching your videos, and I love you all. Bye.